of this town after 90% of it was destroyed a year ago. It was the worst wildfire ever in California history.
Heavenly Father, please help us.
Holy cow.
All traffic on Pearson needs to be stopped.
It's like a war zone.
On foot! Out of your cars! Let's go! It was a horrendous day. 5 firefighters went to the hospital with burns. 85 people lost their lives. And after the blaze, people here asked, why come back? Why rebuild in this wilderness-urban interface? And we wondered the same thing until we met the survivors here in Paradise.
It's hopeful, it's strong, it's encouraging, it's the people here. That's who we are.
Resilient, strong, focused, determined.
Any starting of a community starts from the ground up, and that's whether you lose it all or you start with just fresh dirt. It's the process and the motivation behind it to be a community again, and I feel it's necessary that people come together and think positive at this point, and there's a lot of good people that'll help them get there.
Paradise is a people that are just not going to take no for an answer. They're not going to be beaten by this, and you see it happening right here today, a year later, and to come back with rebuilding homes, restarting their businesses.
I heard one lady sum it up, and she said, I came to Paradise because I could afford to live here, and it didn't matter what economic status you're welcome, and everybody talks to you and says hi to you, and it doesn't matter where you're from, what you do, everybody is friendly and welcome.
This is Jose and Anna's new house. They're among hundreds who've applied for building permits. And as you can tell from the noise, things are really moving fast here. Today, it's time to start the siding. But here in Paradise, we have to meet a strict building code that says we have to fire rate this outside wall for 1 hour rating. So Ken, what would you normally use for a siding on the exterior of the wall?
We have several options. We could do T111 wood siding, we can do lap siding, we can do stucco.
Okay, but what are you using here?
We're going to use this product right here, which is an OSB product.
All right, so this is a manufactured product. You can see the flakes are here.
One of the things I like about this compared to some fiber cement products, it's longer. It's a 16-foot length.
16-foot length.
And the breakage on it, if someone bumps it, it's a lot more forgiving than cement board.
Right. And these chips are manufactured. They come from an aspen tree. The big flakes are made, and then it's suspended in this drum that heats it up at a real hot temperature, and it's misted with 3 chemicals. There's a fungus material to keep it from rotting and termites. There's also a product for the adhesion to keep the flakes together, and then there's a wax material to keep it dry for water to come off of it. Then it's put in a pile and then compressed once they put the skin on the face that gives it the wood grain look.
Yeah. And this itself is not fire rated, so we have a fire block behind it, which creates this product to become a 1 hour fire rating once we put this behind it, and also allows us our shear.
Right, so you have your shear strength, that's why you've got it stood up and nailed quite a bit on the corners and around the windows, but also this is a fire-rated material. There's actually a coating on that. So you can see the backside of your OSB, but if you can look right there, you can see that coating, and that gives this material the 1 hour rating. I know you can get the option where you can have it coated on both sides for 2 hour rating, but building code only requires 1.
Yeah, and we're in a wildlife urban fire area, which is called a WUI code, and this system together creates what our WUI code requires. So.
Right. Now the siding doesn't go over this. We still have it separated.
Yeah, we still have a barrier that that we have right here that would actually come on around. So like we're doing down around the corner.
So your air barrier to keep air from transmitting through the building, stabilize the efficiency of the insulation.
Yes.
They allow for expansion down here at the joint because this product could have a one-time expansion time, and then once it's expanded, it would stay in that.
Yeah, and we'll caulk that and then paint it in. So.
Yeah, yep. Going to be watertight when it's done.
And all our cut-ins we primer. So.
Yep, you want to prime that rough cut. And that's pretty similar to a lot of materials. We do cedar siding and stuff like that. We back caulk and prime all of our fresh cuts.
Yeah.
You don't want the water to get into there.
Yeah. It seems to be, it's a nice flat surface with the fire block too for us to be going up against, so.
And I would think the guys like it because it's nice and light.
It is by far. A lot lighter than fiber cement board, so.
Yeah.
A downed power line was the apparent cause of the fire that destroyed all of Paradise. To avoid that from happening again, the power company now will turn off the grid in periods of high wind in those communities that have a high fire risk. Now that's a great safety precaution, but pretty inconvenient for the people who have to live without power. Joe and Averly have decided to try a new technology to deal with these blackouts. We've all seen houses with solar panels on the roof, making electricity, shipping some of it back to the grid. Oftentimes they have a generator outside the house as a backup. But Jared, you got a system that's a little bit different.
Richard, I do. So we have a system up here with solar panels on the roof.
Yep.
And you know, traditionally we send this power back to the grid is what we do. But in this situation, we have 3 different options.
Okay.
We actually can bring this power down, feed the home through here.
Yeah.
We also can bring the power down to the battery storage unit. And we can also send the power back out to the grid.
So this is a big, beautiful battery.
It's a big, beautiful battery that will run your home on the critical loads that you need.
The critical loads, so what are they?
Critical. So if we look critical, we're gonna look at refrigerator. We're gonna look at microwave, plugs. Today's day and age, Wi-Fi. It's almost a necessity these days.
And don't a lot of people have wells around here?
They do, especially up here. And if you lose power, you lose water.
That's right.
And this will back up most wells.
Okay. So this will handle all the essential loads. And how long should this battery last?
I'd give them up to 3 days, Richard.
Good. So tell me about some of the smarts with this system.
Let me show you, Richard. Here's where we got our app right here.
All right, so that represents the panels on the roof, and right now we're coming down to the battery right there.
That's absolutely right, because we're not using any power in the home whatsoever right now, so we're just storing power in our storage unit here.
So a regular solar system would either be going right now to the house or back to the grid.
Absolutely
We're
correct.
storing it so we can use it later.
That's absolutely correct.
Cool. Now I hear that there's all sorts of crazy electrical rates that when everybody's looking for that high demand in the late afternoons, the rates go to the moon.
Oh yeah, they double. They pretty much double. It's a time of use rate at what it is. Right. And that's when we're gonna use this storage unit right here to use that power you stored at a cheaper rate to power your home.
And this system's smart enough to say when the grid is now charging you too much, it'll say no to the grid and it'll take it off the battery.
That's right. You can see we're storing right now, and that's the reason why we're storing this right now, is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna use that.
Yeah, but most people up here would probably still say, I'll put my solar panels on the roof, ship it back to the grid, and just have a generator outside as a backup.
Right, you know, generator is also another option, but up in our area up here, we lose power quite a bit.
Yeah.
Problem with that is if I need fuel for my generator, typically the gas station's probably gonna be without power, which means pumps aren't gonna work.
Okay.
And to get somebody up to refill the propane tank if it was low to get you through.
Propane in a fire district gets my attention too.
It's a little scary.
All right, so parts and pieces. We got the box here that takes the solar from the roof, the electricity. We go into the house here, and then this big mysterious white box. Can you tell me what's inside it?
Basically, Richard, this is a bunch of little lithium-ion batteries that are all wrapped through here. The unit is actually intercooled like a radiator type system in it with multiple fans. Reason why is this is an indoor and outdoor battery.
Gotcha.
And we want to keep it cool is what we want to do.
And this was developed through the electrical vehicle.
It is. It's actually being used in a bunch of vehicles that are out on the road today.
So is this thing ready to go? We ready to fire up?
Absolutely not yet, Richard. We're almost there. We're just waiting to get permission to operate from the utility. And then this home's gonna be self-sufficient and ready to go.
I can't wait to go plug my phone in.
That's right.
Thanks for your help.
Thank you, Richard.
Evacuations in Paradise happened with very little notice, and experts recommend that homeowners prepare for emergencies in advance by packing a go bag. It's a small kit that will have all of the essential things that you might need. We are at the home of former Paradise Fire Chief Jim Brashears to find out what's in his to-go bag. Good morning, Jim. Good to see you.
Hey, good to see you.
So let's just jump right into it. These things happen fast, right? I mean, really fast.
It certainly did a year ago.
And so we're talking not hours or even a half hour. This is like you got 5 minutes. What do you grab?
Well, the basic go bag is what has the most essential things in it. And you'll see on the top here's a checklist of the kind of things
All right, I'll give this a read.
that you have in it.
Food rations, drinking water, a survival blanket, a tent, a basic first aid kit, rope tape, matches, gloves. So just a little bit of everything, huh?
Yeah, and that's your basic kit.
And in this one?
This one has my clothing change. This is a trick from the old days, is you can compress stuff down pretty tight using Ziploc bags and or plastic bags, and then it has rain gear, some warm weather stuff in case it gets cold, and of course this was a fire in November, so it was nice to have some warm clothes ready.
That actually wouldn't have been on my list, but now that I think about it, a lot of people left in 5 minutes and they weren't back the next day. I mean, sadly here they weren't back the next week either, but you're probably going to be staying overnight somewhere.
Yeah, if you don't have extra clothes, you're going to be wearing the same clothes.
All right, okay. So when I grab the bag and I leave, do you care how I leave the house, what state I leave it in?
Firefighters would like you to leave the door unlocked, leave the lights on, turn off the gas if you know how to do that properly, put a ladder to the roof, and then if there's a garden hose that can be handy for them to refill their water tank as they come in to protect your home, that would be great as well.
So these are all the things that you'd like people to do to help you guys, the firefighters, so that they can get into the house, so they can find stuff, or in this case, use your water or ladder to the roof.
Exactly.
Had not thought about that either. All right. Well, as I drove up, I noticed that, well, sadly, there are not a lot of houses around here. I presume there were. Yours is. How come this is still here? Because you guys are surrounded by fire right in this spot.
Well, yeah, we had to have some luck, but we also tipped the scales in our favor by doing a few things. One of those things was daily maintenance during this time of year. We had red flag warning, so my wife and I, we had kept things clean around here. This is what's fallen overnight that's on the ground down here. And we also have a house designed where the first 5 feet does not have combustibles. We don't have plants right around our house. We don't have things that would easily ignite. Areas you do have to still be concerned about are little areas like this. We call them the little things. Leaves accumulate, and they're problem areas where the wind blows leaves, the wind blows embers. So these are areas you have to look at in your house.
Okay, so you have thought it through, and as you say, you did tip the scales in your benefit, so you guys are still here. All right, well, I appreciate the information. You got me thinking about what kind of bag I'm going to pack. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
It has been 1 year since ashes covered this beautiful town in the Sierra Nevada foothills. Today is a special day as the survivors come together to show their determination to rebuild with a ceremonial groundbreaking. This will be their memorial site here. It'll honor those who ran towards the fire to save others and those they couldn't reach.
This is a landmark dedicated to the memory of the Camp Fire, to honor those first responders and the people that perished.
This project, I think, just embodies the spirit of all of you. It's going to be a plaza of hope. So thank you to all of those of you who are working on this, and also to the folks from this old house who are helping to market the project and have also committed to contributing to it. We were a close-knit community before. People will tell you that. But after everything we have been through together, it's a shared experience, and it's just drawn us closer.
Days like today prove that paradise is strong. Today, a new family, Luke and Crystal, moves into their new house on the exact spot of where their old house was. When we met them midway through the construction, they were excited, but nerves were still raw.
When we did decide to leave, the house behind us outside the gate was on fire, so we kind of were trying to hang out to watch to make sure that didn't jump to our house. Then it did later. So
when you drove up the next week or day and you saw the town gone, did you ever have any second thoughts about moving back when you saw the extent of the devastation?
No, not one time.
Hey, Luke, Crystal. How are you guys?
Hey.
Exciting, huh? You guys pulling the place together.
It's crazy.
Does it feel good to be in?
So good.
I bet, right?
So good.
That's
It's
awesome.
like home again.
Well, it is your home.
Just
And you've
new.
come a long way, right? I mean, we were here a few months ago. It was just drywall, an empty room. You said you wanted a little bar hangout area. Looks like you
We
pulled it
got it.
off. You broken it in yet?
Oh,
All
yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Nightly.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll give it a run later tonight. But
Oh, yeah.
how about you show me around?
Yeah,
for
come
sure.
on.
Check it out.
Lead on.
And this is our master bedroom.
Okay, let's see what you did in here. All finished and, oh yeah, look at the view, huh?
Right?
That's
Little
awesome.
poolside action going on.
You got the pool, you got the patio all figured out.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
You got the coffered ceiling for good detail with a big beefy crown molding ceiling fan. I like
For
that.
the tall man.
For the tall man. Master bath
Yeah.
off of this as well.
Yep, this is our master bathroom.
Nice, double vanity, good storage, like the floor.
Yep.
And the bedroom itself with this layout, I mean, nearly identical to what you had, right?
It is identical. Not just nearly, but identical. We the house was built like a year before the fire, and we had just moved in 11 months before that. We really loved it, so we just rebuilt the same thing.
Must have helped a lot with the schedule.
Yeah, for sure. It's being that we saved the slab, the plans were mastered. I mean, we were rocking and rolling right away. So it definitely helped out that we decided to stay with the same floor plan. So
Makes sense as to why you guys are some of the first people in. All
Well,
right,
we love it.
Lead on. Let's see what else you did.
Well, one of the reasons that we bought this house and fell in love with it was because of the vaulted ceilings and how the living room opened up into the kitchen.
Wow, big, wide open space. Looks terrific. Wall of glass, huh?
nice view.
Yeah, that is a great view.
Yeah.
And Luke, you got your big man chair.
Got it. Back in action. Loving it.
The shelves we hung for you, Crystal, still on the wall. Nothing fell, did they?
Nothing fell.
We did good.
Nothing fell.
We did good.
I was
Yeah.
Nervous?
worried at first,
Come
but
on.
it made it.
So good viewing for the big TV, and you guys had a gas fireplace in the last house, right?
Yes, we just changed the stone and went with bigger stone instead of the smaller stacked on stone.
That's good.
So
And Kristen, you've already put the floors to the test. You like them? You happy?
I love them. Initially, I thought they were going to be too busy, but they really pull all the colors of the furniture and the decorations together.
It's a vinyl made to look like wood. Love it.
Yeah.
Kitchen. This is what you guys are hoping for, right? Activity here, looking out with all the friends and family.
Yes.
Awesome.
That's exactly what I hoped for.
You got the hood over a center stove, 4 burners and a griddle. And your guys' choice of materials for your countertops?
we went with granite.
Granite, and then the backsplash is
Just that tile.
It's stone, actually.
that's marble, right?
Yeah.
Marble tile.
I don't know if it's marble, but it's stone.
I think
it's
it
not
is.
tile.
Looks really good. Cool. Little dining area and leads
Yeah.
right to the back.
Yeah, and this is our backyard. It's
Have a look.
almost pretty close to finished.
Oh, nice. Look at that. Huh?
Yeah, we got the new patio furniture, little fire pit, nice little covered area, and then we added the ceiling fans
Very
for
nice.
outside.
Okay.
Did the concrete, that was here before, fresh sod, sprinklers, the fencing.
Fence is back up. That's the one
Yeah,
you were actually
after I
tearing down during
blew
the
it
fire,
down,
right?
yeah. And then, the pool and the landscaping. They're gonna actually put a little bridge over here to
Very
go to that little
nice.
patio pad there. And
Well, it's great that you guys are back in. Much better than living in the trailer.
Absolutely.
And you're the first ones in, but there are other families getting in right behind you.
I love seeing it.
Hosanna, you guys are close, right? I mean, we've seen your foundation poured. We saw the house get framed. We saw roof shingles and siding going up. How's it feel to...
Oh, I'm super excited. I think
Yeah?
we all are very, very excited. Ready to get home.
Boys, you guys ready to get back in? Huh?
Yeah. Ready to live in paradise again.
You're ready to live in paradise again?
Yeah.
Thoughts on first things you do, that first day when you're back in, that first week you're back in? Have you given any thought to that?
I'm firing up my hot tub.
I'm not leaving the house for a good week once we're in. I'm gonna just stay there.
Just gonna be nesting, right?
Yes.
Just like get it all done.
Yes.
Fellas, it's been almost a year to the day
Yep.
since the
Yeah.
fire swept through this town. It's been 4 months since we've been coming and going. Your thoughts?
My thoughts is I just couldn't believe it when we first came here. The devastation that was, as we witnessed as we drove up here. And now, in in the little bit of time that we've been here, the changes that have happened, how it has been cleaned up.
The spirit is the thing here for me. I mean, we like all of our homeowners are these young people that just see the future and they look forward to it. They want to get those schools filled with kids again. You know, it's sort of everyone. They all want to stay. You know, and you could ask the question why. You know, here's a place that could have a fire again, but
you know,
they're not going to be denied.
Terrific. Well, Crystal and Luke, we appreciate you guys hosting the party. There are so many people here who we have to thank for coming back, for helping everyone rebuild, and we are thrilled that the two of you guys are back in your house.
Thank you.
Joe and Avalon, we were